Now, Destiny is such a cuckold. And honestly, I've been trying to...
Didn't you say when you were debating with him, you're like, oh, Destiny, oh, jizz all over.
Yeah, or, you let other guys jizz on your wife.
You let other guys jizz on your wife?
I said that a lot in the debate, probably too many times. I did ad hom. I ad hommed a little bit.
Oh, that's just as funny now.
He probably liked you saying that to him.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't realize that. He's probably under his desk, oh, I hate it.
How dare you say this to me, man?
Yeah. Well, let's play you finally confronting Destiny. He tried to run and hide, but luckily Jubilee, which, Jubilee, they get some flack. They do some good stuff. The fact that they let you confront him, I thought that was kudos to Jubilee. So let's play the Destiny altercation.
Destiny, can you define fascism?
I would say the two big points for fascism are ultranationalism and authoritarianism.
If you have a president who doesn't want to get involved in foreign affairs as far as wars go and has some type of policies which benefit the United States over all of the nations, is he a fascist?
No.
Well, I'm still confused as to what makes Trump a fascist.
That's because I had two parts of that, and you missed the authoritarian one. What you described there before was just like protection.
Well, when you said authoritarian, what is he doing, which is accumulating all power to himself?
Donald Trump thinks that he should be able to unilaterally make decisions up and down all of the different departments and offices that exist in the executive branch.
Presidents use executive orders all the time. Let me ask you a question. Is the President of the United States control of the entire military apparatus?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that fascist?
No.
So they have unilateral, basically almost unilateral control by your own metrics. That's not accumulating enough power, centralized control to one person. It's the fact that he tried to slay some fucking electors.
Destiny, you kind of had him tongue-tied over there, but is Destiny a good debater? Why is Destiny so popular?
He is a good debater. I would say he's one of the best, if not the best, on the left. And I've always enjoyed debating with him. There was a debate we actually had scheduled. I was on Crowder the day that it was going on, but that had nothing to do with Destiny. He didn't cancel. There was no issues there. I've always enjoyed debating with the guy.
I thought you were on his blackball list, but now you guys off that?
Yeah, well,
he went, now that you got enough clout, you're back on. Yeah, that's
well, he did blacklist me, but to be fair, he took me off the blacklist before that, actually. But
no, he didn't.
No, he didn't?
No, I'm saying no, I bet he did. I'm saying he hasn't taken me. I'm on that blacklist. He tweeted, I will not debate Alex Stein, Zerka, or Nick Fuentes. You were on there, too.
Yeah, but he didn't. The cancellation for that had nothing to do with him. So I just want to make that clear, right? It had
You're
nothing
not trying
to
to
do
throw
with
him
if it did, if it did, I would just say it. I'd be like, this fucking piece of shit bowed out or something like. But that had nothing to do with it. So. But in any case, I think he's a good debater. But more importantly, I think he's a good representation of his particular worldview. And that's the worldview I'm always trying to get at. So I do think that there's merit. And all these people are like, the guy's irrelevant. It's like, that's fucking cope. I know that all this shit's happening with all of his, his personal life and this and that, but the guy is still politically relevant. He's still going on major shows.
Who says he's irrelevant?
Oh, man, you see that shit all over Twitter. Don't platform this guy's irrelevant. I'm like, you're fucking dumb. And all that does, conservatives did this before. They pulled way the fuck back. They fell on their swords. They went to all the quarantine sites. And the lefts took it all over. And suddenly they're like, well, if you deplatform them, they go away. They don't go away. They just get bigger because they have an echo chamber. You fucking idiots. You got to be wrecking them all the time.
I agree. We need the pushback. But Destiny's not irrelevant. I mean, he's got 10,000. He just turns on. He's playing this stupid Minecraft. He has 10,000 viewers. So you're not irrelevant if that's the case. What the hell are you doing in this clip? I go out there and I use the R word, retard, and people try to cancel me. And I know you guys say crazier words, but you went full Donald Trump in this clip. Let's play SOT number one.
When you make fun of me, you look at me in my eyes.
Oh, man, look at me.
I said, what is the C word? That is an important thing to talk about.
Do you think that if that black person is called the N-word and that Southerner is called the C word?
What's the C word?
Don't say it.
Yeah, I can't say it.
How could you ever say
but
that,
I said,
which one is worse, the N-word or...
Okay, I gotta kick you off the show.
Was she actually...
This conversation is over. Get up and leave.
You're a little man, Brian. You're a tiny little man.
You sound like you're deaf, and you're thinking, like,
You could have physically assault me?
No, let's talk about that. How about when you make fun of me, you look at me in my eyes.
Oh, man, look at me.
You disgust me.
You disgust me.
You disgust me.
You guys are disgusting, misogynistic, tiny little men. I hope you understand that. Thank you.
Poor Priscilla. Priscilla's so mad. Priscilla has been angry for a long time.
Who is that?
Priscilla. I'm sorry, Priscilla. I'm sorry.
And what is her?
Hey, you remember Sebastian from Looney Tunes?
Kind of,
He's a
yeah.
succotash.
No, but what is that? That's like, when they have it, it's like a tongue thing, right? She has a speech impediment.
I don't think she had a legitimate speech impediment or was deaf. I just think that she, I don't know, she's like a fucking weirdo. You know how...
Was she a sex worker, obviously?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, sometimes fucking weirdos just sound like weirdos.
Yeah.
They don't have actually anything wrong with them. They don't have like a hair lip or speech impediment.
She didn't seem like she was retarded. She just seemed like she had couldn't talk.
It's Priscilla. Leave Priscilla alone.
When you they come me, look at me in my face. I mean...
By the way, I haven't seen that clip in a while, and it's just as fucking funny as the day it happened.
Yeah, I think it had. I think the reason I pulled it had like 6 million views. Yeah, no, it's a great clip.
Oh, and all the feminists are underneath it, and they're like, "Ain't you so awful?" And I'll sit there, like I'll put on the Darth Vader music, the Imperial March, and the Imperial March be blasting in my speakers while I have a beer, and I just put up the fucking comments on the big screen. It's dun 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 dun, and I just get to watch all the fucking seething feminists. It's the best shit ever.
I know, it really is to trigger these people. And Alex, you trigger so many people. Why is it fun? Why do we like to trigger people? Andrew, why do you like to just debate any person that wants to debate you? Why are we so sick? Alex, you answer first.
I don't know, man. I just think the reaction to something that's so trivial in nature, it just makes me laugh, dude. Like, I just know it's not that big of a deal and people are just losing their shit about it. I think it's just absurd. I think that's funny.
This moment, and this, I'm talking about Wes Watson versus Andrew Wilson at the Fresh and Fit live event in Miami. And this, for me, is why I like it so much, because you're going against a guy that's like, whether he's a lolcow or not, he's the alpha male wannabe, sell you a coach. He's like the epitome of the worst guy ever. He's literally every bad characteristic wrapped up in one guy. Whether you like him or not, whether he even has good opinions, he's just like everything he says, the package of Wes Watson is just deplorable. And I'm not even, I'm not like I'm judging him. He's a free country. He can act like how he wants to act. But you shut him down with just basic logic, and he's like, oh, you don't have money.
Hypothetical's hypocritical. Hypothetical's hypocritical.
Let's watch the clip, and I want to get your reaction. This is the best. Andrew Wilson, 10 out of 10, 5 stars, shot number 3.
This is a perfect example of how insecure people react when they're losing an argument.
Are you proud of who the you are? Would you guys say this motherfucker's proud of who the he is? That's a bag of trash, dude. You got 10-inch arms and tits.
If you want to follow the successful mantra of a man who tells you he was reformed from prison, understand why they might have gone there to begin with. I do think that a rejection of materialism is something missing in society, and I do think that true wealth is the family. Success is being able to go home and look your family in the face and know that you're doing everything you can to support them. Do you have children?
I do have children.
How many?
I have 2.
Are you saying that your Bugatti and your money and everything else is worth more than your children?
My dad's a superhero. Look what he brought to the table. He came from nothing to this.
Yeah.
There we
go.
Damn.
He's so mad he couldn't keep it going.
Just make an product. Dude, I'll smack your fat ass.
So you're going to attack me?
And you're not even really fat, like a fat ass. I mean,
you're the one who got hostile for having a difference of opinion.
Wow, he calls you fat. That's when you know you're losing an article. I mean, yeah, we can all lose 10 pounds, but that's such a low blow. You don't need to lose. You're not fat. That's not.
Well, it's funny because Watson, what the thing is I didn't really have to do much. Watson destroyed himself, and I just happened to be in the room at the time. I just happened to be there while this guy completely had a fucking meltdown, right? And I just happened to be the guy he was talking to. One guy who's in that clip who hardly gets enough credit is Made by Jim Bob.
Yeah, Jim
Bob. Made by Jim Bob.
Yeah.
Now, what happened was it was a perfect 1-2 combo. So in comes Jim Bob, and he goes, shave my arms? I'm a fucking man. Why would I shave my arms?
That's what we should have had that.
Why would I shave my fucking arms? But the thing is that he wasn't as well known as me because of the various appearances I'd made on
Jim Bob. You're talking about Jim Bob. Yeah.
And so I got a lot of that credit. You know what I mean? When really Jim Bob actually he needled him to the point where he had lost his mind. He just wanted to take it out on me because I was closer, right?
Yeah.
And so then we got into the logical argument and he lost, and that's what went viral. But a lot of people forget that Jim Bob was the guy who was there, who was like, shave my arms, I'm a man, you know what I mean? And then Wes Watson was like, where'd you get that shirt? Osh, bosh, gosh, or some shit. And Jim Bob looked at him and just started clowning this fucking idiot, you know what I mean? But he was actually, if Jim Bob hadn't been there and he hadn't kind of gotten into that engagement, I don't think that guy would have exploded the way he did, but something about Jim Bob, like, just made that guy's fucking brain explode.
Well, Jim Bob's good at that, like, where he has kind of that calm kind of killer instinct, too, you know what I mean? Where he's just kind of, you know, it's kind of like...
Another very underrated...
debater.
Not only debater, but underrated entertainer. He's fantastic.
Funny.
But
Good
he's getting
artist.
Out there now. He's getting. I've seen him on whatever.
Yeah.
He's doing real good over there. He's doing real good.
He's getting 1,000 live viewers now. I saw that the other day. Yeah. So, I mean, he's breaking 1,000. So he's doing good. I mean, that's all we need. And
he's been a good, close, personal friend for a long time. Like,
Jim Bob has.
Yeah. Very close personal friend. Great guy. Very fine entertainer. So
he is very funny. I like Jim Bob.
I'm so fly, I'm aligned with the planes. My grind so refined, I got no time for no games. Ask yourself